Hello, beautiful souls. Happy Monday. Can't believe we are already at June 16th. Can you believe it? Okay, I'm going to pause a little bit, give people time to get their notifications. Oh, let's put the chat up. I already have some questions, some things in the chat. I'm going to try to put them down for Team Replay. Team Replay, if you're here, thank you for joining. Welcome to the studio. I totally appreciate you for being here, as always. For sure, for sure. Today we're going to be talking about your 40s wasn't what you thought they were going to be? Like, they're not what they were supposed to look like or whatever. Now what are you going to do? We're going to chat about it today. Your 40s weren't supposed to look like this, or was it? That's kind of where I stand. Or was it? Life after 40. Let's put it that way. Life after 40. Not necessarily Hi Beth. Hello. I was just being inspired by you. I was sitting there doing my junk journaling. Creating my snippets and things cuz Bitty Penny inspired me this morning. So I pulled everything out and was listening to your video and putting stuff together. And that's why I was like, no, I need you to keep doing this as you were asking the question. So I was like, no, let's keep showing up. I enjoy the videos. Do. Raggedy Ann and Andy. I love it. Is it, I can't remember. Is it Marcella? Can't remember the name that you've named the journal. But we're going to create joy in the studio today because why? That's what we do. That's what we do. That's just what we do. And we're embracing our lives. We're accepting where we are. Life after 40. What they call it? Perimenopause, menopause, empty nester. All of those things. We're going to embrace who they are. Because for me, I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't be an artist. I wouldn't be a resilient speaker. I wouldn't be a counselor. Well, I probably would have still been a counselor, but yeah, not really, wouldn't have had too much empathy. Now I have empathy so much so, too, I'm very selective about the counseling side of my life. Paula K. Listen, Beth, when you were talking about in your video, and you were talking about, you had to have Bitty Penny and the people that show up for your lives. That's how I feel when I see you guys pop on. It's like, oh, God, thank you. I don't have to talk to myself today. It's like Monday and Wednesday, you guys show up for me, and like we are here. And I am so grateful for it. Um, I was supposed to try to take a nap because I've been up since 3 a.m. and I didn't. Because we have to get up and it's kind of going to be like Groundhog Day, got to get up and do it again in the morning because they gave my husband the wrong day, so it wasn't this morning. So instead of getting all fluffy about it, I just was like, okay, no problem. I tried to lay down, but Simon was going to need to take his medicine. My husband rushed on off and went to work. So I was like, okay, I got to get up. So needless to say, I didn't take a nap. I got Simon squared away, then walked on out there and got on the lawnmower and mowed about 2 acres because it's been raining so bad. I like for my front yard to be very, when I say very, I like the grass to stay well manicured. Certain spots, I like it has to stay. So, being that it's going to rain again, it's just like, let me go and do this. I got some tools on my desk. I'll be using Rosa Gallery today. And I'm going to share, of course, y'all know Create Joy Studio palette is my international palette. And I think these look so cute. So I just like, we're using Rosa Gallery, so let's set these up here. All these are filbert brushes in different sizes. I mean, except for this one. So if you've been here with me, you know that my brush has been a round brush. Hi, Dawn. How are you? The round brush was the only brush that I could do everything with my round brush. And so I was giving myself permission because guys, we're giving ourselves permission to do new things, try new things, or stop doing some things that maybe we need to stop doing. I didn't think about that. And so Filbert, Tammy K had a brush set with Craftimo, and so her filbert was like amazing. So I was just like, let me start dancing down the aisle of the filbert brushes. So of course I got this big old round because it was just cute and it just needed to be in my studio, right? So that's just that. But your 40s weren't supposed to look like this, right? Or was it? Because I had to really, like, as I was doing my journaling this morning. Well, not this morning. Last Friday. I think it was Friday. Yes, Friday. I was looking at Dawn and Tracy, and I was just like, you know what? Life is great. So when I was thinking about it, because I've had the script, like I've had the whole month already planned out. So when I was going back and looking at it, and I was like, your 40s weren't supposed to look like this, or was it? Like, and so I had to really, really think about that thing. And I was just like, I think my 40s are right where it's supposed to be. Like, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And to say that, some people will be like, but Karen, you've lost two children. Like, you've lost a granddaughter. Like, you suffered some tragedy. Hey, Maddie. So you're right where you're supposed to be. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Because why? Before I even took a breath, and before my mother and father even decided to conceive me, God had already decided that I was going to be born and that I was going to be where I am today. Why? Because somebody is going to need to be encouraged to walk through maybe losing a son, losing a daughter, husband, wife, something, whatever you've lost, divorce, whatever your thing is, right? And I get to talk about my process and how I take a paintbrush. Does it take the paint away all the time? No. But it's a process that I get to use, and because I found a paintbrush and took a blank piece of paper and started slapping paint on paper, and with every color, I started finding pieces of joy. I started finding pieces of myself again. Like, can y'all relate to that? Like, when you really think about, I should have did this or I should have did that. You're on the coulda, woulda, shoulda train. How many of y'all done been on the coulda, woulda, shoulda train? My husband was on the coulda, woulda train Sunday, yesterday. Yeah, because yesterday was Father's Day, and I was like, no, 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 we're not gonna do that. We're good. We're right where we're supposed to be, and that's just it, right? So today we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about what to do when life punches a hole through your vision board and how to rebuild anyway. Like, if you haven't started, maybe something I'll say will be like, I ain't thought about that. Like, I literally moved from Colorado in less than, maybe, yeah, less than 2 months. I packed up a almost 5,000 square house, 4,200 square feet house, packed it up in 17 days and moved cross country from Colorado. Here I am, and landed in Alabama. And see, what I'm saying is I got blessed with more, because the lot, I was in a subdivision, so the lot that my house sat on, I could take that subdivision and put it on these 10.5 acres, probably about 6-7 times. That's how close the houses were. And we lived there for 7 years, lived in the house for 7 years. So I got my due out of it. I was good, but it was time. It was just not settling. It wasn't comforting anymore. It wasn't like I had took one of the rooms and turned it into my craft room. And I thought it was a good space, but you're living in subdivision. You got cars passing by. You got the loud music. You got this, you got that. And I was just like, I'm just over it. I'm just tired of it. And then, after my son's death, you had reporters, you had all the things, you had people that could kind of touch me. And I didn't want to be touched. I wanted to be in a safe space. Then COVID happened. And I always tell people COVID saved my sanity it was the saddest time for a lot of people, but it saved my sanity. So COVID was different for a lot of people. A lot of people learned who they were, like they walked into their purpose because they got fired, or they lost loved ones and they had to really stand on their own 2 feet. They couldn't go to funerals. It was just we already know how that is, right? So when you're talking about life punching you in the gut, I mean really just gut punching you, COVID was a good one. It was just one of those things, but it wasn't my story. I was already at home, already in, and I was already a germaphobe and all the things. So it was just like, oh my God, the world is like where I am now. Everybody's home. My husband was mission essential, so he got to learn how to grocery shop. I didn't have to go to the grocery store. Um, I fussed about the toilet paper one time, and I never had to fuss about it. I still don't have to fuss about it. Don't bring me no two-ply toilet paper, okay? So we didn't have any problems after that. COVID brought our marriage closer, and it taught my husband how to do some things because why? I didn't need to leave home. And I'm being a diabetic, I was already high risk to all things. So that was that. Now that's the kind of thing I'm talking about when I'm talking about where are you now as opposed to where you think you want to be or whatever. Because I faced the loss of a dream, I believe when I was in middle school, going into high school. Remember, I don't know if you know me. I wanted to be a lawyer. And I had that teacher that told me that I wasn't smart enough to be a lawyer. And so I was just like, okay, well, she the teacher, she know better than me, right? So I went on to school and went down the road to become a teacher. It's like, okay, well, let's do the teacher thing, right? Facing the loss of a dream. I mean, let's be real. A lot of us feel betrayed by life, right? You worked hard, you were loyal to something, someone, some job. You tried to be everything for everybody. I'm just talking about me. Mother of 7 kids, that's all I knew, right? And somehow I ended up with less than I thought I deserved. And then I had to really, really start unpacking that thing. And like even before this live, I took a walk and put up a little video real quick. And it's just like, it's not a lost dream. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. So I had talked myself through that ledge because when it came up, I guess when it came up, OMG, sorry, dropped the phone. Oh, no worries. But I guess it's one of those things that you kind of want to think about and just some people really beat themselves up for not being what some people wanted them to be or what have you. So sometimes it is, but you got the quiet grief, which sometimes mine is very quiet, and it has. I felt like it had unmet expectations because I've taken that part of my pain, turned it into talking points while I slap paint on paper, while I hang out with people that I call friends now, right? So it's not that it's a dream that I dreamt, right? I wanted to be a lawyer, so I'm not standing up in a courtroom fighting cases or what have you. Now I'm fighting for people to have joy. So when you look at it, the concept is still kind of the same, right? That's how I want y'all to have that moment because that light bulb moment for me was woohoo, and I was loving it. So then you got now, this is another thing. I'm so happy I'm not raising kids in this society because society glamorizes the 40s before the 40s, right? I think when you get to 40, as women, we start being like, okay, I don't like this. I don't want to do this. We kind of be like, okay, we need to change some things. We're looking at what were we successful? Where were we successful? What does our love life look like? The luxury of our life. Do we need it? Do we not need it? Like y'all were talking this morning on Bitty Penny's talking about the nails. I spend too much time in paint. It ain't necessary. I broke one the other day. I would have been hot if they would have been, took time to go and get them done. I don't need that no more. So those things don't even faze me, right? So life after 40, you kind of get real with yourself. right? So let me ask you this: what did you think your 40s would look like? I already told you. I thought mine was going to be. I was going to be a lawyer, very professional. I thought I was going to birth doctors and lawyers, all the things. Expectations were very high, and I put them on myself. Because that's the other thing I'm going to talk about a little bit down the line is what do you do when you were raised and no one put expectations on you? Like, as a black woman, you have a lot of my friends that I went to school, they're Deltas, they're AKAs. Their parents, that's a generational thing. I have what? My aunt is oh my God, I can't think of what it is. It's blue. But it wasn't something that was said that I needed to do. But you get some of my friends that is just like, oh, I didn't want this life, but this is the life my parents wanted for me. Like those expectations sometimes can be so hard. I put expectations on my children because why? I had a life that I wanted them, I felt like I birthed them to be great and I wanted them to be great. And I defined what great was. We didn't get anything less than a C in the house. And I think I changed that when my daughter came home with a report card that she had changed a B to an A. I said, "Ooh, I think my expectations, my level of expectancy might be a little high if I got a child changing a B, trying to change a B to an A, right?" So I had to not really lax my expectations. I've told them I've always expected greatness of them. I always expected them to be better than me. I always expected them to be whatever they felt they needed to be, as long as it wasn't going to end them up in trouble. Because there's one thing I didn't do, and that's visit the jailhouse. That's something about the bars slamming behind you. And yes, I had to visit somebody that gave me that. I don't want to do that. So when you move forward from that, okay, let's see. We got some comments. Let's pause there. My 40s were good. It was my 50s that have kicked my butt. Really, Beth? The question for me is, can I remember? Maddie, come on. I know you can remember your 40s. Listen, my 40s was 10 years ago. Well, 10, 15 years ago, maybe. Where are we now? I had to remember sometime, like, how old are we? So, but it wasn't even my 40s. Like, I can go back, I could take this back to my 20s. Because you got to remember, I've been a mother since I was 14. As much as I knew about being a mother. So, being in the average 40-year-old, I was already, like, very, very senior to where my friends. That's why I've always gravitated to older women, because in my mind I was older. I was doing stuff like in high school. I wasn't going to the senior prom. If I didn't have a babysitter, I didn't make it to the senior prom. Junior prom. I think I went to the junior prom because I was dating a senior. But I had to get a babysitter. So that was my life. My life was a little bit different than the people, my friends. So I never really kind of gravitated to what I call the girls who could hang out. That's 20 years ago for me. Maddie, I promise you, you have some knowledge that you can give us, that you definitely can give us. All right. I'm going to pause the conversation. We're going to come over here and talk about how I take what I just said on the left side and how I merge it with slapping paint on paper. Most of the time, when I am alone in the room, just really needing to be one with the paper, meaning here in the studio. Oh, y'all, and listen, Michael's had this paper on sale on clearance. Frugal Crafter said something about it. I went to go get some. It's gone everywhere. Can't find it. This is like I think $50 paper, and it was on sale for clearance for $20. It is Artist Loft, so it's Michael's version of I can't think of whatever it is I want to say, but it's made by Fabriano, which I got this block and I've been hoarding it. So I'm going to use this. It's a block. I'm going to use this to slap down some paint. And then we're going to move over to some other papers because I want to share a couple of papers, quality papers. Paper is going to be life. This is life. This is canvas. This canvas is life. Every morning you get up, this is what your life looks like. You get a blank slate. You get to, as my husband say, start all over again. And I never got it. It's like it's not starting all over. I had problems yesterday. They came today, right? And so I've kind of not decided that that's not true, but it is true. I just get to decide how I want to handle it. Now, sometimes, oh, I need to wake my paint up. Y'all know I got to wake it up. Watercolor is just like Jesus. It's very forgiving. But you have to wake it up. And the one thing about Jesus, you don't have to wake him up. We the one has to wake up. But when you have life dealing with you, did you like the bee paper, Maddie? Love, love, love. It's over here. It's up next. I have 2 versions of it. Love, 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 love it. I have the one from what's that place? Walmart. So I already knew about that one. But rain comes every day. And I say rain comes to wash away some things. You know, when pollen, we go from the winter, spring, pollen is crazy. God brings the rain to wash the pollen away so we don't have to just sneeze our life away, right? And look at that. Oh, isn't this paper just yummy? Oh, 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 oh. We're going to swoop these around just like so. And all I'm doing is spraying the paper. But you get to decide. So if I woke up, like, let's say I woke up this morning. I wasn't very happy that I had to wake up this morning because, again, I had to wake up at 3:33. My alarm went off at 3:15 this morning. I was sleeping real good. Okay? Real good. So I was like, okay, God, let's go and get this over with. Let's just knock it out, right? Okay. I dealt with it. Just like I'm dealing with the water. Life shows up. The storms come in your life. You have to deal with it. There's nothing we can do about it. And if you can't change it in pretty much the run of a conversation or whatever, then it's not something you need to stress over. And pretty much that's what this morning was about. I couldn't change it. It had to be done. So just let's move on. Okay. I wanted to get hot when he got in the car and said we had the wrong day. And I wanted to go flip a script. But I was like, okay, just take me to Starbucks. Right? Give me a Starbucks. I already had some coffee. I just wanted some hot coffee to put on top of my cold coffee. And to handle the mood that I was getting ready to be in. But what I really thought about is, oh, it's Monday. Good. I get to go home. I get to hang out with my peeps. I don't have to worry about I'm going to miss them or put up or I'm going to be late, on the channel. Didn't have to do that. So sometimes when the hard things do come, when you no longer have a clean slate, somebody came and knocked on your office door and ticked you off. Now you got a little crap going on. Now you're mad. Now you're upset. Don't worry about it. Just slap some paint on it. And I mean, when I'm talking about slapping paint on it, I'm talking about grabbing you a pen or a pencil. Just scribble it out if you can't literally create or what have you. No, Dawn, I didn't take a nap. I got on a lawnmower and mowed about 2 acres. I said if I would have went to sleep, then would have been up later. And we have to do it again tomorrow. So I have to be up again tomorrow at 3:30 and do this. So I needed to be tired so I can go to sleep early. That was that. So, but I thought about it. I kind of napped in between chatting with y'all on Bitty Penny this morning, but I did more listening than anything. I didn't nap too much. Take a pen. Take a pencil. Don't worry about if you can't stop the person from upsetting you. And most of the time we can't. Most of the time we can't. This is why I'm giving you permission to pivot. The truth of it is this is what no one really tells us. We're allowed to change the story. You can burn the script. You can pivot. You can act like they didn't even walk in, right? And you can look at them and be like, and they probably going to be like, why in the world is, he or she looking at me like that? Like, don't say anything. Just be like, okay, all right. I'm giving you permission not to slap them, but just to kind of pivot. That's something I'm learning, guys. I am learning myself to just, okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But the thing for me is I'll get tired of saying don't worry about it to myself. And then I'll be like, no, I think it's time for you to kind of go on and check so and so, or, make sure this person understands that we ain't doing this like this no more, or don't come at me like this, something. But remember, I'm trying to be not like God, but I'm trying to have the love of God so that I can just start pouring honey on top of it instead of a pile of poop. You feel me? Okay, let's read the comments. I need to get back in my studio craft room. Life has been lifing, and I haven't created for weeks. Oh my goodness. Where's my permission slips? Paula K? There's that pen. Look, we got to write your permission slip right now. Not tomorrow, right now. Not when we get off live, right now. Right now. It's bad English. Okay. We're going to put Paula K. permission to get creative. Creative in her studio. For let's make it small. Let's say for 10 minutes. For 10 minutes. I'm authorizing this. And today is the 6/16/25. Darn, where's time going? There we go. Let's see. I went to work after Benny Penny this morning. I tried to nap after work, but I haven't been able to fall asleep. That's what, Maddie, that's really what it was for me. I couldn't fall asleep because I had to give Simon his medicine, and Mr. McCoy went to work. So we needed to make that happen. So Simon was the reason I went on. And when I went to Simon, then I had to walk him, and then I had to walk in high grass, and I don't like walking in high grass. So then I just went and got a lawnmower. That's how that happened. So, Paula, we're going to create, okay? But here's the thing. I haven't gotten in that place yet, but in my mind, I think I've been in the studio and I didn't even want to be in here. And remember, guys, this is when I kind of started going down this series of taking care of yourself, because I was busy doing everything for everybody, and the thing that was making me happy, I wasn't even happy coming in the studio. So it was one of those things. It's like, hey, you look in the mirror and you're just like, who is that? Like, I don't know it, right? So I started giving myself permission to heal and to do it at my own pace, and to dream a new dream, and to trust the unfolding. Trust the unfolding has been the hard part. That's been the hard part. Paula, just started getting back, yeah, bit by bit. I mean, sometimes we just have to take a break, and that's okay. But for me, it was a thing that I needed in my life. Like, I need to be slapping paint on paper. And even if it's not it's not pretty, right? Even if it's not going to be pretty like this is going to end up being. We're going to move this to the side because that's this paper. I wanted to show on this paper. And then I'll come back after it dries and put the leaves, because I don't want to do wet. I don't want to do wet on wet. I want to do dry on wet. This is the B book. So this is the Be Creative B book, the watercolor book that I got, Maddie. This one is, I got this one because it's bound. And this is the one I'm probably going to take on the cruise with me. And then there's the paper. Oh my goodness, what did I do with the paper? That's not it. See what happens. Oh, yeah, that is it. And then the paper I think I did something on the paper. I think. I feel like I did, but we'll pull that. But this here, it's remember I told you guys, and I think Maddie said something on her video, and Beth said something on hers. I think we're all in agreement. Um, and it's one of those things that makes you kind of decide what you like and what you don't like, what you hoard and what you don't hoard, and you don't want to get rid of some things. Some things you do. Okay, that's my problem right now. I am doing everything for everyone, and I am so exhausted, and I want to create. Yeah. Been there, done that. Yes, Paula. Yes. Um, I want you. I want you to take your life back. I do. I'm giving you permission to. It's okay to say no. Mr. McCoy's in the chat. He'll tell you. I've been saying no a lot because I have to take care of me. Because health wise, Paula, you have health. You got to take care of you, so your health issues are going to be okay, right? And you deserve it. Like you deserve it. Like today, you deserve it today. Like so here's the question. Here's the my question, because y'all know I have questions. Is what do you want now? Not what they told you have to do or what they want you to do, but what do you want now? That's for everybody. And I think that was just so befitting. We just slid right on into that. And what I wanted was peace. Hence is why we moved from Colorado and moved and bought 10.5 acres. I have so much peace. Guys, if I could just have, like, y'all all can come here and we just can get in a corner of the ranch and be like, hey, we'll meet back in the middle, have a conversation about what we created. And it's just so peaceful, right? And it's okay to say no. Y'all know no is a complete sentence. Stand on it. Now, if you got kiddos, that's a little different. If you got kids, like that's different. That's different. But if we're talking about, let me ask you this question. If what you're running yourself ragged for, and this is for anybody, team replay, if this resonates with you, leave a comment in the chat, in the comment section below, team replay. If what they want you to do could be done, whether you do it or not, then say no. Tomorrow, I can't say no. Because I'll have to drive for him. He can't drive. Other than that, I would say no. I don't want to get up that early and drive. And then I lose an hour. I got to go. That's why we got to get up so early. Because we got to go to Columbus, Georgia from Alabama. That, we lose an hour. So it's an hour drive. Or 54 minutes, 54 miles. But here's a flip through of this paper. But I can't say no. But anything else that I can say no to, I've been saying no, not because I want to be mean or because I don't want to be a good wife or a good mother or a good grandmother. It's just that I'm tired and I just needed to take care of me. Remember, guys, I've been a mother since I was 14. I want to know what it is to have life now without somebody pulling and tugging on me. And that's all I tell Mr. McCoy. I didn't trade the kids for you. So the kids ain't tugging, now you tugging. No, I don't want to do it. Don't want to do it, which is why I quit the dog business. They're my pets, and I love them right where they are. Yes, boundaries. Beth, that is it right there. Boundaries, you have to set healthy boundaries. Karen, does Mr. McCoy need medical attention? Right now, he at work. Mr. McCoy, you need medical attention? He right there next to the hospital if he do. He ain't home. Oh my goodness. He has to get his knee bent tomorrow. And so therefore I don't see him. He won't be able to drive. But but this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna tell you guys, and he's on here, so he'll hear what I'm gonna do. I'm not going in like I did last time and sit up there. I'm prayed the prayer in the blood of Jesus. He's gonna be fine. It's gonna be good. I'm going to Goodwill store because it's right across the street from the hospital, from the surgery center. We're gonna check out and see if we can get some checkout baskets, whatever they got. We're just gonna see what kind of crafty stuff they have, right? All right, where's this? This is what I want to do. I got sidetracked. Mr. McCoy. So you do need medical attention, Mr. McCoy? Like the question was, do you need medical attention? Like right now, I took that as right now, but he's not home. Okay, see how this, let me back up because this is what I was talking about. Talking about paper. In my humble opinion, in my humble opinion, yeah, he getting that knee bent. And it's back is the thing. It's gonna be bent back. Not he did some work, but I think somewhere along the line he kind of got lazy a little bit. He kind of didn't do enough, is what they're saying. He could leave it the way it is, but why leave it when it can get full motion? So that's what I feel. But this paper right here is 100% cotton. Do y'all see how it's drying? Oh my goodness, can you see how it's drying? Yeah, after his knee replacement. So everybody know Mr. McCoy had a total knee replacement, and so tomorrow he's going to let the doctors. They're going to continue. They're going to bend it back. Bend it, make sure its full range of motion. So that's what we're having to do in the morning. That's what he's having to do in the morning. Okay, 100% cotton paper. I'm not a fan. Okay, and the reason why I'm not, I like it, but the reason why I'm not a 100% fan, you won't hear me using 100% watercolor paper like all the time, is because it's like cotton. It's 100% cotton paper. Just like cotton, you put it down, you put some water, and it's going to soup it up, right? Soup it up. So for me, I don't like it like that so much so. And that's the thing with this block and the 100% cotton, and I think this one is yeah, that's what these all are. 100% cotton. So they soup up the water. They soup it up like a straw, like you sucking water out of a straw, and it you got to put a lot on there, and you got to work fast. So when you look at these peonies that I've done, this one, it doesn't give it kind of room to work because it's absorbed into the paper so fast, right? And so that's one of the things. So that, with that segue into that, sometimes that's how life is. Like literally, this is why, like we can use the example with Mr. McCoy and his knee. That is right now just a defer. Like we're having to pivot. We both are having to pivot. He's having to pivot because he's gone back to work. So he's having to pivot, taking time off so that he can, make sure going forward everything is A-OK, right? So sometime when the dream just doesn't unfold immediately because you say so, sometimes you just gotta give it a little bit of time so that it can perform. That way, when the building starts being built, meaning the building of life starts being built, the foundation is sturdy. After tomorrow, Mr. McCoy is going to be 100%. He'll be a whole lot more comfortable, and things that he's not aware of right now, I can see it because of the way he's walking. And like I'll tell him, pick up, pick it up, pick it up, right? And he'll kind of sling it because he's gotten comfortable. And that's because the range of movement isn't where it needed to be. So the doctor, like she said, well, we can fix that. We can help you out a little bit. Sometimes in life, we need help, y'all. That's a great segue. So we need to pivot. And it's okay to say, like Paula K said, I haven't been in my studio. I want to. It's the place I need to be. So what do you want to do? I want you to give yourself permission today to do whatever it is that maybe you want to do that you didn't do and you thought about doing. If y'all could see my couch right now, it is full of ephemera. It's full of stuff. And it's all because of Bitty Penny this morning. She got to doing some things, and I was just like, oh, Lord, I can do that. Because here's the thing. This is what I'm going to be slapping paint on next. These are my 3. This is what I'm teaching in my Patreon. These are 4 journals. We're going to turn these into junk journals. These are envelopes, stuff we throw away. People call it, well, not us crafty people, but Team replay, or if you're in the chat and you throw away your envelopes and you're just like, yeah, I need a quick something, I don't want to go out and buy this stuff. Start saving your envelopes. Slap some paint on your envelopes. I mean, so simple, right? Same thing. And that's what I'm doing. I'm making tags, I'm making pockets, because to decorate these envelopes. And I'm so glad Mr. McCoy hadn't thrown the recycle thing away, because he done put all the envelopes in there. So something as simple as you get something here. This is from the dog thing. I like the dog on there. It's not my dog, but it's a dog. So I'll probably leave it, right? So that's how it is. Then these right here, put the little girl on. This was a certified mail we got. Y'all know, they tell you everything's certified. It was junk mail. And then I put, your head is a living forest full of songbirds. And it's by E.E. Cummings. Like, start singing the song. What's the song that you love? Start dancing like ain't nobody watching. Put this on the sewing machine. Just man, yeah. So that's why I'm going to go to the craft store, go to the Goodwill tomorrow and see what their dollar store. We took fabric and put on there. Left this big old tag out there just as a tag. Might put some lace on it, might not. But that's what we're doing. Look at it. Fabric. And oh, check this out. Dawn, you'll like this. Flip. Boop, boop. Flip it out. Yep. And then this one, I think it has a flip in the back. One of them has a flip in the back. Yeah, not this one. Yeah. So that's it. So pivot. That's the word of the day. Pivot. Pivot. Mr. McCoy is having to pivot. We're going to use his journey with his knee replacement as how life slaps the hell out of us. We don't even see it coming, because he did not see that coming when he went to the doctor. He's very disappointed, very upset. And now we're just pivoting. We're just going to make it. I'm going to make the best of the day. He's going to come back and make the best of the day. He's going to come back all drugged up, go to sleep, and go to therapy the next day. So whatever it is that you have to keep practicing so that you can be better, then do that. Just because he's going and they're going to bend the knee, that doesn't mean that he ain't going to do no work. He going to therapy. I saw he put it on the calendar. Got 3 days of therapy already backed up, logged in. So life gonna life. And I think we're not gonna, this is my thing, life after 40. This is my thing. I just don't fight as much as I did in my 20s, in my 30s. I don't fight at all. I just be like, all right, Lord, if this is where you want me to be, this is what you're doing right now, and I feel like Job right now. You're allowing this. You and somebody had a conference call, and you didn't invite me to the call. So give me the strength to navigate through this. Right? That's just it. Life gonna keep doing what it's gotta do. Ain't nothing I can do about it. It would be real bad of me to say, well, William, I'm not going. That would be real bad of me. I mean, I'm quite sure he'll probably figure out something. I mean, it ain't like we don't have family or something, but I know it would probably put him in an awkward spot, because he don't like asking for help. He got it honest. His mama don't either. Found that out. Be like, So y'all, let's learn from me and William. Learn from us. If you need some help, ask for some help. You need some time, ask for some time. You want some time, you want to hang out. I had a session Saturday with a friend. She's just like, I need some time. We need some craft time. Oh, okay, no problem. Let's do it. And we spent, I think, 9, 10, 11, 12, 3 hours on FaceTime crafting. Talking about how we're going to do this, how we can do this, and bouncing ideas, kind of like we do here. Dawn throws it out there and be like, hey, you need to do this with that and do this. And I'll be like, oh, wait, that's a good idea. Kind of like Bitty Penny did this morning. Do this and do that. And I'll be like, oh, wait a minute. And then Mama Juju, she over there She was throwing out some things with her journals. Y'all just got me over here taking all my art is gonna end up in journals. Like, I'm loving it. Sunday, I regrouped, re-prepped, and filled up the shop with my art journals, my handmade art journals. That they were just I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know. I think I put them somewhere, and I thought I put them on my website. So we are going to do what? We're going to pivot. And then when we pivot, we're going to create. We're going to craft. We're going to slap some paint on some paper. We're going to slap some paint on the pain. We're going to slap some paint on the no. Like for me, watercoloring and journaling, it became my lifeline, right? The importance of creative routines and emotional regulation, I needed it. I ain't gonna give you that analogy, but I needed it in my life. Using visual art to express what sometimes the words, I couldn't get the words out. I remember I felt like a year and a half when people was just like, well, how are you feeling? I was like, I don't have the words. So I would always say, I feel like a dictionary without words. Can you guys imagine opening the dictionary and ain't no words there? That's how I felt. And all of that came from grieving, like literally walking that walk after my son was murdered. It was like, how in the world am I supposed to get behind this? What's a great idea, Karen? What a great idea. Oh, use your art in your journal. Yes. It's kind of, it was the way I let the new me emerge with grace. Because I think, if y'all been following me, I was beating myself up. I felt like after about 2 years or, 3 years, it's like, okay, I should be in a different place. And I had to give myself a little grace because I wasn't counting the fact that the court stuff that was going on, every time the district attorney would call, I would revert back to October of 2019. And it was like it was happening all over again. So I had to tell myself, hey, girl, you're going through the trauma. Every time you have to have that conversation, you're going through that trauma again. So let that out. How, I don't know. And that's when I started doing stuff like the mixed media, I would take a blank piece of paper. All right, let's let this dry. But can y'all see how that paper is just, those leaves are already dry. I got a couple of them that I sopped on there, but they're already dry. But this was me. This was me. Okay, I would take oh no, let's use a pen. And this was let's just say this was, and I would do asemic writing, right? I'm in not a bad mood, so it's kind of hard to write, but I'm trying to conjure up something that I had, and nobody could read that, right? Somewhere in there, let's go back 4 years. Maybe sometimes, I haven't been that way this year. This year's been great to me, but let's just say some of these were some bad words. They're not so pleasant words, right? Let's just say that. That's what those words are, right? This is what I would do, okay? Because I didn't want anybody to see or get this, and read it or whatever. This is what I would do. And as I did this, this needs to be sharpened. Sometimes I'd be crying, or sometimes I'd be mad. And I'd just be, God, I can't believe here I am. I'm in this situation. Like, really, God? Why am I here? This is where I was going. And before it was all over with, somewhere the colors would be getting different. And I noticed they weren't dark anymore. But when this color would get in my hand, and that color would get on top of there, I put that on something that didn't need to be. That was when I would get happy. I'd be like, oh my goodness. So that was when yellow became my color. No matter how dark my art started out to be, no matter how dark it was, right? As long as I could see yellow, I know that I came out of it. And then I would just take some water, wet it on the brush, because these are water soluble. These are Stabilos. I was either use Stabilos or the Karen Dosh pencils, and then you can't tell that it was something on there, right? And then I would turn it into art. So this piece right here would get folded in half. Once it dries, it will get some gesso on top of it, or either white paint, and it'll be like, okay, that felt good. That felt real good. And hence is why I have a lot of pieces that are in my studio right now that I can tell they started out very dark. They started out with me fussing, cussing, and mad as hell because here I am having to go through the loss of another child. I was very angry. I was very mad at God. And I wasn't going to candy coat it and tell nobody that I wasn't. And my grandma was just like, you don't question God. I was like, Jesus did. Why can't I? I don't understand. I'm kind of confused here as to what you're saying. I can say, God, I don't want to do this. I didn't want to do this, right? Jesus said, if take this cup, pass, let it pass. What's the difference? I mean, God said the same thing. It's just like, I so like me. It's just like, okay, but if not, all right, God, what do you want me to do with all of this pain? I took the time to heal. It's not a race, so I had to give myself grace. So I am continuously being rebuilt. And when I get to show up here and chat with you guys and pray that somebody that is on the journey that, walking away from a casket or walking away from divorce, whatever the thing that's made them cry or made them feel unhappy, I would hope that they will hear my journey of I've taken the dark places and I've made them into something beautiful. Now, this right here, let's see. I got something. This is just how it would be. And I don't think about it. That's another thing. Don't think about it. Because if you think about it, you're going to think yourself out of it. And I didn't have time to be thinking myself out of it. I needed to get busy and get busy fast. Right? So, and once you have another clean slate, then all you have to do is build upon it. So, who was in a bad mood? Where? When? There's no evidence. And that's how God shows up for me in the hardest of times. The hardest of times. I stopped beating myself up and said, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And there's nothing that I can do to change that. And when I accepted that and moved on, it's my grieving has been, I'm not going to say easier, but it's been a little bit more understandable. I've been able to embrace it a little slower. And it's the myth is, they say one of the myths is like catching up after trauma or detours. There's no such thing as catching up. Like it took me 3 years after my daughter and granddaughter. There was no catching up with that time. I came out of it right where I was supposed to be. Right? So I started making lists of what I wanted, where I needed to be based on how I was feeling at that time. And then the next week, maybe that list didn't matter anymore. I would make a new list. Right? Because life after 40, material things didn't matter. The handbags, the shoes, the clothes. I could care less about that now. Manicures, I was trying to do that, but it's just like pedicures. My feet stay in boots most of the time. I don't care. I'm walking barefoot on the ranch. A lot of those material things didn't matter to me no more. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things that I just needed to let go of who the world or who they said I should, where I should be or where I shouldn't be or whatever. That was just it, right? That's just it. Because one of the most painful and powerful parts of healing after life knocks the wind out of you is this. You realize that you have to let go of that version of you, meaning that version that is always going, giving, take, letting them take, because takers are always going to take. There's no limit to when they're going to take and when they're going to stop taking, because takers are going to take as long as you keep giving, right? So maybe you're the fixer in the family. That was me. I felt like I needed to fix everything. Maybe you're the strong one. Maybe you're the selfless mom. Maybe you're the silent one who didn't speak up. That was me. Maybe you're the one who didn't complain. You don't complain. You didn't ask. And you didn't say no. But now, for me, that woman was exhausted. So Paula K., that woman is exhausted. That version of you doesn't fit anymore. Not because she's wrong, but because you've outgrown her. You said here in the chat today. Today is your day. You've outgrown her. It's like, when you outgrow something, what do? We give it away. We let it go. Or for me, I've started cutting stuff up, making it into little quilt squares to slap it in a journal somewhere. It no longer serves me. There comes a moment when you stop living to be digestible for other people. And you start becoming fully nourishing, a clean slate for your own soul. Now that was a little sidebar, because that just wasn't, that was not on the thing. That wasn't on the docket or what have you, but yeah, I felt it way down in my sha-na-na, in my gut. And sometimes healing requires disruption. Becoming requires shedding off of other people's expectations or what they want. And, peace sometimes comes at the price of approval. You got to let that go, right? So release that version and don't feel guilty about it either. God, I wish this would go on and dry, but my heat tool ain't plugged up. But I'm going to show y'all on Wednesday what I'm going to do something with this, because it is beautiful. And usually when I look at stuff like this, after I wrote, in the past and wrote some stuff like that, I get to look at it and be like, see, Karen, that's not there anymore. So don't you feel bad about whatever. And most of the time it was like I was feeling bad about, just not fully felt like I should be in a place of, healing better. And so give yourself grace, guys. Give yourself grace. I'm giving you permission to give yourself grace. If you didn't do it, it's okay. It's okay. Just go in your studio and slap something together. Slap some ephemera on something. And just say, you know what? I can't people today, or I can't do it today. I'm just going to take about 10-15 minutes, and I'm going to take care of me. Karenology, yes, sir. I needed to hear that. Thank you. This is why I show up on Mondays and Wednesdays, because when I get prepared, guys, I talk to myself first. And I'll be like, Dad, girl, did you have to slap yourself that hard? And sometimes it'd be like, yep, because I'm over here doing it. Like the mother of 7, that's all I'm used to doing is taking care of somebody. So it's easy. It's easy for me to, to give. So right now, I'm giving myself permission to just say no. I'm giving myself permission to just walk in what does Karen want, and really give it time to answer the question. Like, don't just say, oh, I want to be happy. What does that look like? Y'all know my ultimate dream. You know what my ultimate dream is. Somebody that knows what my ultimate dream is, put it in chat. Put it in chat. Put it in chat. Put it in chat. And Team Replay, if you know, comment. You know what my ultimate dream is? Hands yellow, heart red. Hands yellow, heart red. Yes. Hands yellow, heart red. I like that. So, to tell the truth, I had some journal prompts that I wanted to, but For whatever reason, the journal is in there on my on with the ephemera and all the things. So I don't know. That's what I'm talking about. Look, whoo, Beth, no, you better ask somebody. And I'm not giving up on it either. Show ain't. There you go. That's it. That is the ultimate. And here's the thing. I may be getting. I may die. But I've said it so much that people know the Lord is going to slide me by it on my way to heaven. So check this out. You don't owe your greatness to anyone's expectation, right? You owe it to your own evolution in life. So I want you to really show up for yourself first. And we're going to get to that villa. Like I'm promising you, we're going to get to that villa. I know it. I know it. I know we are. And then when we do, we're gonna go near where Della Magna, near where I can't think of his name, but the guy that makes these watercolors. And then we're gonna get some Fabriano paper. All of this villa is gonna be. It's gonna be sponsored by so many fabulous people, and it's not gonna be like I think it's Uptrack or whatever. It's just gonna be just great and wonderful. It's gonna be the souls of people that need to get together, because I really believe that God puts together people that really need to be together, right? I don't think you scroll through and you found me and we became, like we are friends here. Like Beth said on her video, and I was looking at I Oh, and Mr. McCoy said, it's like, you get excited when Dawn come on. I was like, what you trying to say? But we do, because we get to hang out with each other. I am grateful that you guys take the time to sit and listen, chat in the chat. You don't just, what do they call it when people don't say anything? They're on here, but they don't say anything. What do they call it? I can't think of what it is, but so it's a relationship that we've developed. So why do I not want to hang out with you guys in Italy? I mean, that's just like, I just don't know. But look at that. Y'all saw that Della Magna? Mixed that Della Magna up in this. These are this is Della Magna I'm putting on here now. I have to make it really, really wet so that it doesn't dry up on me. But I do love this paper. I am saying that I do, but for the most part, in my humble opinion, I would rather not use 100% cotton, because it just sucks up the daggum paint too fast. Do 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 do. Ooh, look at that. Oh, isn't that pretty? Lurk. Yeah, that's it. Lurk. So, and I realized, I was like, dang, I do a lot of lurking. So that's where I stopped doing lurking and start going into the chat, even if it's just to say hello. And I found that it was good to let people know, once you say hello, to say goodbye, so that they don't be chatting with you and you're gone. So I think we have a little YouTube etiquette here. And you guys listen, and this is the other thing I've realized, and I've told y'all in the beginning, when we started the beginning of this year, I'm not for everybody. And I'm okay with that. Because God has assigned to me who he wants to hear, or who needs to hear, or who needs to, whatever. And it's not everybody. I don't talk to everybody. Even though if a mother has lost a child, I don't talk to all mothers who have lost a child. I mean, some mothers have lost children at infancy. I can't relate to that. My children were in their 20s. My son was almost 30. So I don't know what it is to lose a baby. So I don't know what to tell a mother. So my story is a little different. And people like, loss is loss. I disagree. Sometimes when people say, they've lost their dad, and their dad was their world. I've lost my dad. Well, my dad wasn't my world, but my dad was, like, I loved him, but my uncle was my world, and I miss my uncle. So, it's a little different. This green popped off of it. Look how that green brought this Brought this on home. Look at this. Okay, look at that. Boom. Dawn, you say you lurk sometimes? I lurk sometimes if I'm not on. Now I will say if I'm not on my laptop, I lurk a lot because typing on my phone, I just don't like it. And on my laptop, I get to at people and really get to learn what's what. Or running in and out of chat today and barbecue. Oh, you barbecuing? You go, girl. I barbecued Friday, Saturday. LOL. Had to do just that during Bitty Penny's live this morning. I was getting ready for work. Yeah. See, so yeah, so that's how we do it. So and I don't think there's anything bad about lurking. So I'm not saying that. I just think once you finally enter into the chat, you start developing relationships. I mean, look, I met Maddie, I met Beth, Paula K, all through who? Dawn. Yup. And y'all got me over here making cards. Beth got me naming my journals. I don't even know what I'm gonna name. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. I don't even know what them puppies gonna be named. But my art journals. Now I did name my art journals, but I had to name them in order to put them on my website because GoDaddy's like, hey, we gotta keep up with the inventory. I need a name. Okay, there we go. I like that. That's pretty. Look how that just whoop. Let's do boop 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 boop. Doop doop doop. Okay, there we go. Ooh, oh Lord, it's after 4. I'm not gonna keep y'all no more. Looky. Okay. All right. I like that. That is just so pretty. And this is done dried up, so we're gonna put some things on that and make that turn into mixed media work. So now y'all see how slapping paint on paper got started. I was literally slapping paint on paper. I'm always getting ready for work doing Benny Pity lives. I'm on the phone most of the time. Oh my goodness, yeah. Y'all have gotten used to the phone. I do the phone. You can tell when I'm on the phone because you'll know. But I had to this morning when I thought about it, I was like, oh shoot, Bitty Penny's live and he was driving, so that don't happen that often. So I got to look at that. Okay, that is pretty. Did that turn out pretty good? Now, again, this is on that paper that I was telling you guys about, that Artist Loft, which is Michael's brand paper. It did amazing. Now y'all see why I was trying to get my hands on it. Because that paper is like the Fabriano paper. It's just amazing. It is amazing. Okay, that's it. That's all I have today. That is it. Team Replay. Sorry, I gave you a little bit of shout out, but Team Replay, thank you for being here. I do appreciate you for showing up because if it wasn't for Team Replay, we wouldn't have our watch time going up, and Team Replay shows up because, hey, it's an awkward time of the day. And when you do come home and you get to sit up and you got me here, I do appreciate it. I do. Believe me, I do. I do not take it for granted. Now, I'm going to leave you with a little bit. You don't need permission to rise. Okay? I'm going to, hold on. Let me get this one. Where we at? Oh, there we go. Let's change that. Boo. Hey, guys. I want you to know that is pretty. Oh, my goodness. I can't wait to, this going to dry, and we're going to do something with that. Okay. All right, we got to move some things around because I want y'all to know I'm serious. Remember the brushes? I didn't use all the brushes, but y'all know what brushes I'm working with. Excuse me. Listen, this is what I want you to know. I want you to know you do not need permission to rise, okay? Let me remind you of something. Okay? You do not need permission to rise, not from your family, right? I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to look, as my grandmama say, I'm trying to tell you something. She don't say I'm trying to tell you something. She says I'm trying to tell you something. You do not need permission. You don't. Not from your family, not from your church, not from your past. It's happened. It's gone. It's done. Don't let it hold you hostage. You do not need permission. Not even from the voice in your head that still wonders, am I allowed to be this free? Like, can I really do this? You don't need permission. Tell it yes. You get to show up. Paula K, you get to go in your studio and craft. You get to do whatever you choose to do. Just let it be your choice. Sis, you've already paid the cost, right? You've cried the tears in silence. You've buried dreams. You didn't do something because you had to do something for somebody else, right? You've lost people who you never thought you could live without. That one, I never thought I could live without my uncle and aunt. God has shown me how strong I am on my own because I gave myself permission to rise. You've given, let's see, how you say, you've given more love than you've ever received. And now it's time for you to rise. Not because they finally see your worth, but because you see your worth. Because you looked in the mirror and be like, who the hell is that? That's why you deserve to rise, because you know your worth now, right? You don't need a title. You don't need the applause. You're not waiting for them to give you the green light. None of that. You've already, we wrote the permission slip. We got the permission slip there. We got my permission slips. You guys write your permission slips in your journal. You already have the permission slips, right? So the anointing didn't ask for anyone's approval. God has already called you to do a thing. So he's not going to keep calling you. He's going to keep beating you up. That's what I will tell you. So just get up, do what you need to do, even if it's not perfect, even if it's not going to be pain-free. But once you get up with that trembling hands and that determined heart, the voice will do what it needs to do. Got it? Y'all got that? Got that. What I missed in the chat. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to get off of here because I'm already over my time. Man, I'm going back in there in the living room, and I'm going to finish in my basket. I got 2 baskets. Dawn, you'll be very proud of me. I have a basket with completed projects, completed little ephemera. I should have brought it in here and showed you guys. And then I have a basket with, well, a tub basket with all of the stuff in there. A basket with papers in there. I got it lined up. It's like a little assembly line. And I'm not taking the time to think about it. I'm dropping it and be like, oh, that's cute. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that'll be cute. You got this. Paula, I can't wait for you to share what you did. I can't wait. So that means I'm going to be expecting an Instagram inbox of something. And it doesn't have to be something big. Because let me tell you something. You make some of the most beautiful cards. You ain't even got to do that big. Just something for you. Now remember, you're not doing it for me. You're going to be doing it for you. Giving you, where's your permission slip? 10 minutes. That's your permission slip. Okay? All right, guys. That's going to be it for me. I'm going to go and warm up some of that chicken I did barbecue. And Dawn, I hope you and Willie enjoy your barbecue over here doing all the things. I wish I could get, oh, Dawn, how are the bees? That's what I meant to ask earlier. I needed an update on the bees. I know I was trying to, I think you said, no, he came over on the walk. That's what it was. And that's what I want to know. How was the bees? So, yeah. But anyways, we're going to go. Mr. McCoy, if you're still on here, don't forget to go by and get the dog food, please and thank you. And there was something else I needed too. So I'll text you on that note because I need something. And you do have the right to say no. All right, guys. I'm going to get off of here. Dawn, Dawn might be gone. So we're going to, I'll see because she'll be on, wait, Beth. Do you go live this evening? Wait, you go live today. Today is Wednesday. Isn't today your day? So I need to make sure because I'm trying to get used to the schedule. Okay, so Beth, you go live today, right? Am I right? You go live today? I can catch you live today. Not that I'm not enjoying Team Replay, but I just want to support the live stream. So, did I get that right? Paula, I hope you get your 10 minutes the next couple of days. Me too. Me too. All right, guys, I'm going to get off of here. I was trying to wait on But hit me up in my what the kiddos say, DM me. Hit me in my DM or something like, don't pay me no attention. I don't know. I don't have the updated lingo because I am kid free. Don't have the kids in the house. All right, guys. I thank you for showing up. And as always, remember to take care of you first, because y'all know we can't be pouring from these empty cups. We got to take care of ourselves. Take care of us. And when we take care of ourselves and we show up as a better version of ourselves. Bye.